Hello, folks, and welcome to this afternoon taste challenge. And I'm not going to go long because I know we want to go back and watch the NCAA men's basketball final eight. Tommy Carroll, Cheers, Louisiana, liquor reviews. Yeah, well, we're not. Yeah, happy Easter. We're not entertaining that other idiocy. Certain people who claim to be president do support diabolical things. All right. We have two mezcals. This is Xicaru, introduced in 2013, apparently. It's made in Mexico by a company called Xicaru, and it's 40.5%. It's like a little different, 40.5% alcohol. Mezcal, Joven mezcal, espadin, maguay mezcal. Kind of a sort of typical mezcal. These are common. I'm not saying it's common like it's not going to taste good. It's common. I mean, you can find these pretty often. If this thing would focus, that would be uncommon, really. All right, so I bought this at Total Wine and More. It was like $27.99. Here is, and Happy Easter, yo. Here is mezcal. Obviously, it's called Espada Pequeña, Little Swords, and it's got a rabbit on there or a hare with ears that look like little swords. And it is produced in Mexico for Trader Joe's. It's a Trader Joe's private label, but I did some trademark research. It's pretty interesting. This also a Joven Espadin Maguay. Interestingly, I did some trademark research, and they said it was introduced in 2020, and that it is owned by the Sazerac Company. It does say Louisville, Kentucky. So apparently, it's made by Sazerac for Trader Joe's, which wouldn't actually surprise me. That's where you're going to find it. You're not going to find it anywhere else. Daryl Messiah says, "Cheers, Ronald. Cheers to you." All right, so let's pour them up, get this going, so we can get back to the games. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm not saying that for hype or anything. I'm going to go. I saw that Tennessee lost to Purdue. Okay, rubber stopper, neoprene, like they put on the bottom of the shoe soles, a wooden cap. Wooden cap, rubber stopper, but they're not the same type shape. All right, I gotta get my labels correct. Apparently, Xicaru is made by a company called Xicaru. It's not a private label. It's not owned by somebody. It's just independent, which seems becoming rarer, more and more rare, right? Independent liquor companies. But if the right person comes along, they'll probably sell out. Now, these bottles are similar, those tall, skinny, clear bottles, kind of a mezcal bottle. I guess a lot of mezcals are in these tall, skinny bottles. Sort of the style. In tequila, you get all kind of variant bottles. I mean, of course, I do have many variant mezcal bottles. I'm not going to say I don't. I do. But there does seem to be kind of like a standard mezcaleria approach. These tall, skinny bottles. All right, that's cool. Might help them breathe. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. Okay, but I did take science classes, like probably you did. So they're clear. There's not much to show. They're clear. There's no yellow tint to either one of these. They're not aged at all. They're just fermented, then distilled, filtered to their standard, and then bottled. And when I say their standard, I mean the standard of the company that wants to produced product or is producing the product. Okay, and this is Avion tequila. I've never actually had Avion except I tried it at River Ridge Discount. And the lady said, "You want to try it?" I said, "Yeah." And I tried it and I said, "Man, I'm going to start doing tequila reviews." Because I had never really had tequila. Oh, it's so overcast today. Ooh, looks nasty, but I mean, it's not like rainy or anything. It's like gray skies, not blue skies. But at least it's not cold or rainy or whatever on Easter Sunday here. It was warm, okay, overcast, but everybody was having an enjoyable day. It looked like it was packed with people at church, 8 o'clock a.m. Mass at St. Joan of Arc, packed with people. I was thinking, I don't know who these people are, but you get a lot of people that are visitors that go visit their family. And I was visiting my family this weekend. I didn't do it today, but yesterday. I wanted to just rest today, which is what I've been doing, resting. Tell you, I was just kind of like tired. Oh, okay. I was tired, not kind of tired. Not exhausted, though. I wouldn't say exhausted, but I wanted to rest. Okay. Come on, focus, you trash. I hate to say that, but I was talking to another guy that does videos sometimes, and he said, "My camera never wants to focus." And I was like, "What'd you pay for that?" He's like, $89. And I was like, "What?" "Yeah, it's the better one." I said, "I bought the cheap one, and it's the same as yours. I paid $30 for mine." All right. If I'd have paid $89, I'd have been hot. I'd have been aggravated. I could tolerate this. The problem is that when you move around, that like the lens is trying to focus, like it doesn't have a lot of artificial intelligence. It doesn't have a lot of intelligence. All right. Hey, wait a minute. If artificial intelligence is such a good thing, wouldn't that mean artificial flavoring would be a good thing? So I think the people that promote artificial intelligence should be promoting artificial flavoring in food and drink products. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm getting a juice note here, juicy, like savory, juicy, succulent. That's better, a better description. Succulent agave nectar thing, but you know what I mean? It's just juicy, not really smoky. Mm-hmm. Oliver Wayne says, aha, ha, 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 ha. Right. Well, it makes sense, right? You want to promote artificial intelligence, you should promote artificial flavoring. Serves the same purpose. It's not really strawberry, but it kind of tastes like it. It's not really intelligence, but it sort of works like it, except if you look up George Washington, it'll show a man who clearly could not have been George Washington. But all right, anyway. You say, well, he's a man. What difference does it make? Right. And if it tastes like strawberry, what difference does it make? It's not really strawberry. It tastes like. All right. But those people probably would never do that. And you know what I mean. What's good for the goose ain't really usually good for the gander. But if you question it, then you are some kind of ist. Fill in the blank ist. Or an anti something, an anti fill in the blank. You say, what do you mean? Because I was thinking about things and I asked questions. Exactly. You're not supposed to ask questions. What are you, crazy? Asking questions? This is the new world. You're the new man. People that ask questions are clearly full of hate. You say, well, maybe they just want to learn about things. No. Next thing you'll do, you'll be asking questions about the Second World War. All right, artificial buzz? No way, Jose. Right. Well, it would mimic it, you see. All right. But anyway, Ham. Back to the taste challenge because basketball calls. Not that I care who wins by any means, but you know, it's something to watch. It's the whole competition issue. Yeah, so that's a really nice aroma, but I don't. Oh, price, like I said, $27.99. Oh, sorry, $27.99 and $21.99 2 years ago. I bought this for $21.99 at Trader Joe's. Is it the cheapest mezcal I've ever bought? Ever bought? No, but it's close to it. Is it the worst one I've ever tasted? Oh no, it's not a bad one. It tastes pretty good from my recollection. If Sazerac's got their hand in it, chances are it'll be pretty good. And they do a lot of contract stuff for a lot of people. A lot of contract stuff for a lot of different people. Yeah, there may be a smoky quality here. But if you're of the mindset that either one of these is smoky, you can forget it because they're not. I mean, that is not the calling card. It might be present in some way, but no. Sorry, nope, nope, nope. Now, some mezcals are smoky by just that's their feature, but these aren't. Happy Easter, brother Ronald J. Happy Easter to you, Wayne. Cheers to Easter. With no Easter, there's no future, right? So we should think about that. All right. There's a shade of smoke, but it's only a shade or under a very far down undertaste. It's not a predominant thing in any way. There's a lot of vegetal action going on here, which I can see that would turn some people off because some people are very anti-vegetable. They're very pro meat, pork, poultry, beef, lamb, shrimp, fish, etc. Um, well, fine, but these would maybe not appeal to you. Now, if you're all bourbon, then that's fine too. But bourbon is grain based, so that's going to be a different experience than a agave succulent plant based product. And in fact, aside from the fact they're distilled to around 40%, they're not going to be too common with one another at all. Does bourbon sometimes have smokiness? No, not really. It may have a charred character, but that's like charred oak, but not the smoke that's coming from a burning fire. It's not the same. I don't think it's the same. All right, so that's nice. I think it must be the Trader Joe's, but I'm not really confident in that. Let's go over here with the taste. Mm. Tell you what, people will ask me sometimes, like, what is a good mezcal to buy? I say, well, what's a good mezcal? Pretty much all of them. And whatever one's the cheapest, except if it says Monte Alban. The renewal has begun. Well, it started, it really started on the first Easter Sunday. Just there's a method to the way it needs to occur. You understand? A method to how it needs to occur, which in our mind, we in a hurry, so it's got to hurry, 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 hurry. But we see things different. We see 1,000 years. It's like it's 1,000 years, but then maybe it could also be seen as like it's just a day. It's not even. It's just a day. So it's been 2 days. I do like this product. All right, let's go over here. Got to blow it out of my mouth. I've tried Del. I've tried Del Maguay mezcal. A friend brought over and it was enjoyable. Del Maguay mezcal. I've never heard of Del Maguay, but then I probably never heard of 90% of mezcals. I've just heard of the few I've got my hands on, and it's the kind of thing you could make your whole channel about just mezcal, and you probably have 50,000 subscribers and 100 million views. If you just kept to it and just kept doing videos, they'd be watching. They'd be watching, and you could join Facebook mezcal groups and talk about it and argue about it and be friends with people and then get angry and unfriend people and block them because you are a child with a child's mentality. If you did that, or us, I mean, unless they were harassing you or something like that. But you know what I mean? Like you could get into the drama of mezcal. But I haven't done that because I just jump around a class to class. So that's my problem or my benefit if you look at it a different way. So after I do mezcal, I'm jumping over to rye whiskey. Rye. Yes, that's true. And I already have the one picked out. Thank you, David. Templeton, 4 year. Don't know a thing about it really. Maybe I know one or two things about it, but anything important about it, not worth bringing up. But I'll accept. Yeah, well, no, I don't want to get. I don't want to get into that. But yeah, I think I'm going to like it, but I'm not going to be amazed by it, and I'm going to find it familiar. There's a reason I'm going to find it familiar, but we won't go into that either. All right, but anyway, but it was a nice Christmas gift, and I'm unanimous in that. All right, smoky, smoky, smoky. No, no, no. Well, perhaps I should say maybe, maybe, maybe. But they said on the website, their own website, subtly smoky, and that's being generous. More like vaguely smoky, a wisp of smoke. But anyway, though, these are so close. It's really close. These are so close that it's really close. Okay, I don't understand that comment. Evening, this is the most important day. Yes, this is the most important day of the year, actually. Um, and somebody could say, but you chose this day to do a mezcal taste challenge. Okay, you got me there. But I was saying it was celebratory, you're celebrating this. So I'm not going crazy. I'm not like falling down on the ground, drinking like a madman. We used to go out to these nice fancy restaurants in New Orleans and eat. But that was in the old days, and I lost a lot of weight. I lost over 30, about 30, over 30 pounds. Oh, yeah. Because I was getting chubby and I couldn't button my shirt, and I was like, oh, no, I'm not doing this. So I went on a diet. I invented the diet, actually. When Moses asked God his name. I know about that. I read a chapter a day in the Bible every day since 1989, Wayne. Every day since 1989, a chapter a day. So I know if you bring it up, I pretty much know about it. All right. Evening, Ron. Cheers. Cheers back to you, Mr. Amazing. All right. So really getting down to it, getting to the point, as they say, getting to the point. I would say these are basically the same. There are differences, but they're not important really. And so if you want to save money, you should buy this one because it is a lot, well, $7 cheaper. But hey, $7, a penny ate, a penny saved is a penny earned. And I see people all the time like, it doesn't matter, it's just $1. It's just a, I said, but yet you will tell me 2 hours later that you got no money and you're struggling this month. But it's probably based on the fact that you always say that it's just $1, it doesn't matter. So you don't put any priority on budgeting or monetary matters. So, you don't want to really follow that pattern. Also, man, I haven't read it in a while. Yeah, I read it every day. The first thing I do in the morning, besides brushing my teeth and shaving this little bit here, I don't have too much to shave. I get my coffee going and I sit down at that desk here and I read a chapter a day. I'm in Colossians right now. Yeah, those epistles. And I've done that for 35 years. So when people start talking about the Bible, I'm ready to talk because I know about the Bible. I don't go around bragging about it like, oh, look at me, I'm so important, I've read the Bible many times. No, I don't look at it that way. But on the other hand, I do know about it. And if you want to come at me, I'm ready to talk to you because I have read it. Probably way more than you if you coming at me. All right. I probably should. Anyway, you should. I used to read it every day for quite a few years. Yeah. A chapter a day. Chapter a day. Doesn't take that long. It's just a habit though, like a definite habit. I do habitual things. You say, you mean like liquor reviews? Yeah, that's obvious. And like cutting the grass, always cut the grass. First thing I do in the morning is make the bed every morning. It's just habitual, brush my teeth, wash my hair, I bathe, clean the house on a schedule, make coffee on a schedule. So it's like, to me, those are good habits, paint my house every 10 years, but I think it's probably good for people to have some personal discipline. I don't praise myself. I'm just telling you what I do. It's just a fact. I do it. Now, I know some people, and I don't say, oh, look at them. Well, actually, I do say that in my mind, but I mean, it's like I don't understand that. I don't understand, like, this is your house. This is your yard. You don't take pride in your own yard. You got like a Coke can in your yard. The same Coca-Cola can has been in your yard since 1993. You can't get off your phone to go pick that up. I couldn't live like that. I cannot live like that. I'm sorry. I'm pointing that out. And you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna sit there looking at their phone all day. You can't even pick up a Coke can, and you gonna talk and what does that say? If you litter your own yard, and I don't want to even get on that rant because I'll go berserk, Never, Proverbs 27:2. Okay, I'm not a person that can do reference material. Like people go around like they practice and they can like quote scriptures and name the verse like an encyclopedia. And I'm like, okay, good. So you can quote reference material. But on the other hand, there's no reason to remember it or memorize it because you could just look it up. I never, that's like you could say, well, it's in the encyclopedia on page 37 in the B, World Book Encyclopedia, number B, letter B volume. Yeah, but well, I mean, why you need to know that? You could just look it up. So I noticed that some people do that. They all go around and like to throw out those, they give the the book, chapter, and verse. They throw that out. Like, yeah. It's like, well, I mean, I could look that up. All right. And still get to the same, general point. All right. Anyway, I think, and I'm not confident. I'm not trying to stall. Just people are commenting. And I'm making comments. Back to them. I think this is the Xicaru, but I wouldn't pay. I wouldn't pay extra for it. No, I would just get the Trader Joe's little swords because it tastes nice, and it's $7 cheaper. So there you go. I got it. So that's 3-0, right? 3 wins, 0 losses. I think that's right. 3 wins, 0 losses. I had a heck of a time, a terrible time with the that tequila. It was just driving me nuts. It was the Jose Cuervo Tradicional Reposado, and it was just driving me mad. And I did finish with a winning record. I had 9 wins and 8 losses. But I thought, it was overconfidence, perhaps, like the Titanic. We're just going to go out there and we're not worried. But I was like the Titanic. I was just going out there. I said, I ain't worried about icebergs. This ship cannot sink because I know I'm going to get it right. The Jose Cuervo Tradicional, I will never get it wrong. And I went out there, first time out, I hit an iceberg. But it wasn't a fatal, wasn't a mortal wound like the original Titanic in 1912. I did recover and finish with a winning record. But it was scary. It was like really discombobulating. All right, so let's close out. So I have 3 wins, 0 losses. I think Xicaru is doing well, but it's doing well, but it is not making the case that you need to go look for it. But certainly, if you see it, you should buy it. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. It's like you don't want to go searching for it because it's not that special. But if you see it, you may as well buy it because it's really delightful. But then so is this one. All right, so let's see. Comments. That's a great spiritual discipline. Oh, thank you. And it's like I've been blessed to do that. It's like it's not on my own, but I don't want to say, oh, it's your own discipline but I want to keep doing it. 35 years, may as well do 70 years, right? Never. Okay. Proverbs, I have to look that up. I quoted, we have a winner. Yes, we have a winner, but I'm the winner. Neither one of these is the winner. They're equal. I'm serious. They're about the same. So I would buy whatever one is cheaper. So you shopping, you say, well, this one's $1 more. Save $1, buy the other one. So it's hard to say. So what's going to happen with the Las Tonas and the Sombra and those other ones that I have? I really don't know. I think it's going to be a challenge. Yeah, I'm the winner. I think it's going to be thank you, Wayne. I think it's going to be a challenge. I think it's going to be a real challenge. It's going to be a challenge down to the end. But I think I can possibly, not likely, but possibly finish with a undefeated record. But I wouldn't, don't go place any wagers on that. I just think it could happen. I think it could happen just by this little subtle character that Xicaru has, but it's so thin of a margin, so I wouldn't have any confidence. All right, now back to the basketball games. Well, I am going to drink them, but only through taste challenges, you see. So the only time I ever drink these liquors is if I do a solo review, or the rare occasion David and I do a duo review. That happens, but a few times a year. That's not really that common. So, but the only other time I ever drink these things is do the taste challenges. So, just slowly get dissipated. And it could take years, like literally. I've got some liquors I've been dealing with for 5, 6 years, but I'm not in a rush, so it's fine with me. Other people might get antsy about it, but I'm not. But anyway, yeah. So to sit down, to say that I sit down and come home from work, come home from work and sit down and drink liquor, no. Honestly, I just don't. Just that's why I don't do cocktails because I have no interest. Cause I don't drink them. Chug a lug, yeah. Well, no, that's not me. But anyway, thank you. Now, bye, bye, everybody.